to this point in time, why is it that I seem to be the only credible candidate for mayor to this point in time? I would love to see some competition out there. Well, no, I wouldn't. But we really have to say there's something going on here that isn't right when we're into July and we've got one person that seems to have experience and knowledge and the background that would qualify them for this type of position. And the other part of that is the desire to have this type of position. We've got some wonderful leaders in this community in private industry, and why are they not going, well, I would love to pursue some public service?
How about the makeup of City Hall itself and the City Council? Do you see is there any healing that has to be done there?
Well, healing is a really loaded term, but I think there is some healing. I think that there's an opportunity for more to be done in pulling people into the process, like the administration, the frontline workers into the process. I think that there may have been maybe a little more emphasis on things like staff reductions for efficiencies than there needed to be. My experience in the private sector suggests to me that what we need to be doing is looking at a lot of best practices. I'm not a proponent of it has to be invented here. I will take anyone's idea and work with it and go with it, whether it be someone from council, whether it be someone from administration, whether it be someone from London, the way they're doing things there, or in Calgary. If it's something that we can identify as best practices that will lead to increased efficiency here in the way we do things, I think that's our next step. It's not in cutting, it's in improving.
Can you give an example of where you've seen cutting that should not have taken place?
Well, I think that the way we've dealt with some of our frontline workers in terms of the maintenance of our facilities, in terms of the maintenance of our parks, that really needs to be looked at again. Facilities is a great example because I just hear so much about how some of our buildings are not what they need to be. They should have they should be torn down, they should be replaced. And I'm saying, well, you know what? If you had maintained it in the first place, you don't stay in your house for 20 years and then go, well, I didn't maintain it, so I'm going to tear it down. You take care of things along the way. And I think that those are the types of frontline efficiencies that I'm referring to.
Now, if that requires a tax increase in order to bring more staff in or maintain existing staff or higher levels, is that something that can be considered and discussed?
I think it needs to be discussed. I mean, we've had this fantasy in Windsor for a number of years now that there's been no tax increases. But anyone here a homeowner?
Yes.
I am. And are you paying more to the city now between your utilities, your taxes, your surcharges, your additional fees than what you were 6 years ago? I am. So again, that goes back to transparency. Let's not just play with the numbers, because we can always play with the numbers, we can shift the buckets, but somewhere along the line someone has to be realistic and say, well, this is what you were paying, this is what you are paying. So if the necessity is there to pay more, I think it's up to the people to say, well, I want that improved level of service, or I want something else, or I want more. You don't get more without paying more. And we can only do so much on the City Hall side to maintain that. I'm not saying I want to raise taxes. I don't want to pay more, you don't want to pay more. But let's see what we can do first to improve the efficiencies through best practices, and then decide what we need to do. And the job that council has done to this point in time in keeping things as in line as what they have has been tremendous. You know, there's no doubt that we've fared a lot better than other communities. And make sure that you write that part down too. We have fared a lot better than other communities, but we need a little more transparency in where all those expenses and costs and revenues are going.